Well, guys, we made it to the weekend, and I want to share with you this Gshock steel or Gsteel. I was originally drawn to this one from a video that Marc posted up, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Marc Vlogs Watches. This is the GST310D-1A. So, like most watches, you try to give them nicknames or something like that because you don't want to remember GSTS310D. I mean, that's just crazy. There's the module number, the 5525. There's the retail price, $350. I paid $250 on eBay. I'm not sure if these are still being made or not. They seem to be slightly, I don't want to say difficult, but they're not in abundance on the typical places that we buy watches. So, and they're going to vary in price. And there's other versions. You can get it on a regular strap. You can get it on this bracelet. And then there's, I think, a couple of different colors. And then there's different numbers. There's like a 300 and some other stuff like that. So I didn't research all that. I found out which one Marc had, and he's super happy with his. And so I wanted to try it. So here we are. He nicknamed this thing the Toilet Oak. His reasoning for that is, at a quick glance, when you just go like that and look away, he's saying, at a distance especially, it kind of looks like the Royal Oak. So he calls it the Toilet Oak because it's, something that would be in the toilet typically. Anyway, whatever, nicknames are nicknames for watches. I don't really, I think that one's funny. I think it's unique. That's not what I would call it. I don't know what I would call it. So Marc, I guess he's got that named already. So you can see this bracelet on that first link. It folds over that far, and then the bracelet can lay flat on the back. So it's going to wear comfortable on the wrist. A very, very simple, basic fold over clasp with 4 micro adjust. So you're going to be able to dial in the fitment. The links on this guy look like this, and they're held together with these spring clips here. So sizing it is different than what you're typically used to. You're going to get that spring bar tool down in there, or some of the links actually have holes, but basically they give you this little relief here. You're going to pry that out, and then you're going to kind of pop it out. It's fairly intuitive. Once you start on it, you'll figure it out. It's not that difficult. I developed a technique where putting it back together wasn't too bad, so I think you'll do fine. And once it's sized, you're good to go. So this does house, let's look at the case back here. So you can see there's the model number, as always, on the milled out plate on the back of the Gshock here. You can see it's a GST S31010D, so, and it uses the module 5525, which is a module they use in some other watches. So it's going to seem familiar. Of course, you have analog digital display, or analog and digital. So right now I currently have it as the time on that circle off on to the left there. I don't really have a good pointer. I guess I could use this. So you have the time over here, but you can switch that back and forth. I forget what button I pushed to do that. Okay. So now I hit the adjust button once. Don't hold it down, just hit it, and it'll switch to the date. So now we have November 17th, Saturday, and you have your seconds counter here, and then you have your hour and minute hand displaying the time. And then also down here, it's on a permanent display, is the solar charge or battery charge on it is a low, medium, or high. We're in the medium setting. I need to get this out in the sunlight soon so I can get us some good charge. But if you have, if you want to look at the digital time and have it paired up with that, then you can have both it displayed in analog and digital. I prefer to have the date. So there's that. I'm going to get into some of the features. I don't want to get in depth on that. I'm going to put a link in the description. Gshock High Fashion channel has an extensive how to set up and use these watches. I'll put a link to his channel in the description as well. Size, we're looking at a 48 millimeter width. The essential lug to lug on this guy is about a 52.3 with a thickness of 15.3. So the size is, although big, you guys know on these Gshocks, big is this and bigger. So this guy is actually smaller. In relative size to a Gshock Square, It is a little more substantial, but you know, when you jump up to the Gsteels, they get really big. So this is actually considered like a mid or a small Gsteel. The weight on this guy, sized with a bracelet for my 7 1/4, is 165 grams. So to put that in perspective, a Seiko Monster sized for my 7 1/4 is about 175 grams. So it doesn't feel like it. You don't feel that 10 grams. It feels very, very similar to a Seiko Monster as far as weight. I'll give you a wrist shot here. And you can see on my 7 1/4, it looks great. I really dig this watch. You know, and it's hard to tell with these close-up videos and pictures of wrist shots that it always looks, you know, larger than it really is. So, you know, on wrist, it feels great, and I think it looks great. So let's talk about a few of the features. Say you get the hands in the way of your digital display and you want to move those out of the way. You can just hold the mode button down for a few seconds and it'll display over there in the third circle here. You can see it's flashing hands, and then it moves the hands out of the way so you can see your digital display. Now, if you don't do anything, in about an hour, the hands will go back to the timekeeping mode. But if you want to put them back, you just hold the mode button down for like 2 seconds, and they will go back to your timekeeping mode. So there's that. And then for, you know, if you want to adjust your time, it's standard affair. You just hold down the adjust button, and then now you're going to be able to cycle through your time setting. You know, this is, you can select your city. You know, you're going to scroll east and west throughout the time zones by using these buttons. Are, if you look at the manual, they're labeled A, B, C, D. So you'll scroll with B and D, east and west, through your time zones. So we're not going to go through that. But if you do mode, you're going to switch to daylight savings time. It's in the off feature right now. And then you can switch from, you know, 24-hour, 12-hour, or 24-hour, but being that it's analog, I just leave it in 12. And then here you can adjust, you know, your seconds, you can reset, you can do your hour, you can do your minute, and then you can do your year. And now once you set that, I mean, the accuracy is going to stay pretty good, so you're not going to have to worry about it. Here you can see that it's flashing key tone, so you can make it so that with your button pushes, it's either going to make a noise or not. I have it set for yes. You hit the mode button again, and now you can see it says LT3. Here you can set the duration. So you got, like, I think it says 1, but I think it's a 1.5 second interval when you do the light feature, how long the light stays on. But most of us are going to have it set for 3 seconds because it's a solar watch anyway. So if we want the light on, we want the light on. And then that's PS on or off. That's going to be the power save mode, you know, whatever. I'll leave that on, and then we're back to the main one. So then you can just go ahead and hit adjust and get out of that function. So there's just some simple basic operations there. I'm not going to get into detail. Like I said, I'm going to use the link in the description. So tell you what, let's shut off the lights because I want to show you the hands actually have Lume on it. And it's not horrible. It's actually pretty good. Now this is my new camera, so it's showing way more light in here than it actually is. But you can see it next to that guy there, the Solar Tuna. And you can see that it's very similar, but I mean, all you have is the Lume on the hour and minute hand. So if you want light, you can actually hit the light button, and it has 2 different LEDs on there. It really lights up the dial. Like, so if you're in pitch black and you light that up and your eyes are adjusted to the really dark of your environment, it's blinding. It's too bright. So it would be kind of cool if you could adjust the intensity of that. But that's nitpicking. And this is, again, this is my new camera, so this is my first time doing a low light shot. The low light on this new iPhone is too good. I'm gonna have a hard time showing Lume, honestly, because I don't know, maybe it's better. I don't know. What do you guys think? It shows the Lume, but it has the watch lit up really good. I'm gonna have to probably get it darker in here to actually show you guys Lume or something, or adjust that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will get some more videos out here soon. Let's see how quick this thing adjusts with turning the lights back on. Can do some close-ups on this. I don't want to go too long, but we're already almost at 10 minutes, so screw it. You can see the finishing is really good on this. it's a really cool watch. I'm glad I bought it. Like I said, I paid $250, which I think is totally reasonable for this style of watch and this quality. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We're coming up on a Thanksgiving week. I have all next week off from work. So between, you know, doing fun stuff with the family and everything like that, I'm going to definitely get you guys some videos. I have a ton of content coming, so I will try to get a video out every day. Thanks for watching.